Welcome back to Zippity's Garage. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the National Corvette Museum down in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and Hot Wheels Corvettes. So stick around, guys. We're going to have some fun with some Hot Wheels today. So, welcome back to Zippity's Garage. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jeff Zippity Doodah, and thanks for checking out my new channel. This channel is going to be dedicated to the automotive enthusiast and all the fun and games that entails. So if that sounds interesting to you, please consider a subscription to the channel. If you like today's content, please give it a thumbs up. Follow me over on Instagram and on Facebook underneath the title of Zippity's Garage. So, in today's video, I want to talk about the National Corvette Museum, which is located down in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's just about an hour north of Nashville, so if you're down in that area of the country, please check them out. The Corvette Museum is a really cool destination for car lovers, Corvette lovers, and just anybody that loves Autorama and the history associated with the automobile. You know, some of the displays that they have down at the museum are much more than just Corvettes. For example, right now through the end of April of 2021, they have a display that's set up for highlighting the work of Ed Big Daddy Roth. And if you're familiar with Rat Fink, custom cars, cartoons, things of that nature, that's what's on display right now. You know, what's really cool about the Corvette Museum is they have ever-changing displays. It's not a static museum where everything remains the same. They're always bringing in new displays. So that Big Daddy Roth exhibit is there through the end of April. Something else that's right there right now as well is the Transformers Corvette. If you saw the original Transformers movie, you know Sideswipe, the silver Corvette, that's on display at the Corvette Museum. So again, there's so much more than just Corvettes located inside the museum. And when you're in Bowling Green, another really cool thing is the Corvette assembly plant is located right across the street from the museum. And then across the street on the other side is the NCM, National Corvette Museum, Motorsports Park. It's a world-class road course where you can drive your car, drive your Corvette, or even rent a Corvette and drive it out on the racetrack. So it's an unbelievable destination, like I said, for any automotive enthusiast, not Corvette owners. So if you get the chance, please check out the Corvette Museum. Another unique thing about the Corvette Museum is that it's not owned by General Motors. It's not owned by the manufacturer. In fact, the museum was founded by a bunch of Corvette enthusiasts back in 1994. The guys got together and basically followed the mantra of the movie The Field of Dreams. You know, build it and they will come. And that's exactly what happened back in 1994 when these guys got together, and the museum's been going strong ever since. So if you get the opportunity, please check the museum out. So today, what I wanted to focus in on is something that's pretty important to me as a father, as a Corvette owner, and just as an automotive enthusiast in general. And that is bringing along the next generation of Corvette people and car enthusiasts in general. So basically, you know, you got to get the younger generation involved in the hobby, otherwise the hobby's just going to die out. And I hate to see that happen. So there's a lot of good organizations out there that are trying to help promote this. One of them is SEMA. SEMA has a great program called Take a Kid to a Car Show. So again, it's just a way to get the next generation involved in the car hobby. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today in this video, after that nice introduction about what the Corvette Museum is all about, is a little program that they have set up down at the museum. And like I said, being that the museum is not owned by the manufacturer, this is all done through volunteer work. And nobody's really quite sure where this began. Some say it was from a Corvette club down in Texas. Others say it was from a Corvette club in St. Louis. Who knows? It could be both. But irregardless, I'm taking it on my own personal goal here to really get the word out and continue to let this thing grow and sustain to even bigger and better. So the museum, like any museum, will get class trips and things of that nature from school-age children, you know, from daycares to elementary schools to grade school, all the way up into high school kids. And these kids come through and get a guided tour of the museum, and that helps build the passion about the Corvette and what everything automotive, anything involved in the automotive field, whether it be from marketing, from manufacturing, or just the passion of ownership. But what's really cool, as the kids go through these tours and they finish up, before they depart and go back to their ways, whether going back to school or what have you, each kid is given a brand new Corvette to take home to help build that passion and enthusiasm for the automotive hobby and the Corvette in general. It's kind of difficult and not financially responsible to be giving away a brand new Corvette, and most of these kids aren't old enough to drive a car yet. So what they're doing is they're giving away a Hot Wheels Corvette. I think that's pretty darn cool. It gives the kids an opportunity to go home, play with a brand new toy, fantasize, dream about being a Corvette owner one day. And what better way to do that than with a brand new Hot Wheels Corvette? So kudos to the museum for doing this. Kudos to the clubs that got this thing started and off the ground. And I just wanted to make you guys aware of this, because this is something that you can do in your local community. Whether you do it individually on your own, like I said, set it up as a quest with your kids, your grandkids, and what have you. Set it up as a quest or something that your car club can do, whether you're a member of a Facebook group. Get out, collect the Corvettes, compile them, and you want to send them down to Deb Howard at the Corvette Museum. Deb is responsible for getting these cars into the hands of those school-age children that come down to the museum. And that's a great way to build the passion, build the excitement about being a future owner and sustaining the car hobby. Okay, so now that I've talked a little bit about what this donation is all about and what it entails and who the cars are going to, I wanted to show you what I've got compiled here in my garage, and I'm getting ready to ship these down to Bowling Green. Again, it goes to Deb Howard at the Corvette Museum. She's in charge of all of these Hot Wheels and getting them into the school-age children as they come through for their tours. And if you're into Hot Wheels content, don't freak out. I'm not doing any super treasure hunts or anything like that. These are all dollar cars. And if you are a member of a Hot Wheels group, hey, consider doing this on your own. It's a great way to get Hot Wheels into the hands of a new demographic, new children down in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So if you've got a Hot Wheels group and you've got a bunch of Corvette Hot Wheels laying around, consider sending them down to Kentucky. So with that said, let's take a look at what I've compiled. I've got about 100 Corvettes behind me here. That's the magic number that I use to ship down. And I'm happy to say that I purchased Corvette number 100 this past weekend. So I'm gonna get ready to pile these up in a box and get them down to Bowling Green. I got them set up in all the different generations. And as you go through this, take a look at the cars. Let me know in the comments section below which one's your favorite car and which one you would want to own. So with that said, let's take a closer look. The audio is going to go a little wonky because I'm not using the front-facing microphone here, but we've got a car from the 1950s, a 55 Corvette done up with some blue and flames on it. This is a current car that's out there right now. It is a Corvette Grand Sport Roadster, pretty slick looking car. Another mid-year, a 1964 red one. And then you've got another Grand Sport done up in the Hot Wheels racing livery. And then a couple other ones here done up in the same paint scheme from different generations. This car is really cool. It's a 1976 Greenwood Corvette. What's really cool about this is Hot Wheels will also offer this in a couple different paint schemes. You can see here it is in turquoise, and then this one I really like is the 1976 racing trim. Pretty cool, paying homage to the Greenwood Corvettes. And then this is also a current Corvette that's out there for sale right now from the 2000s, a C6 convertible, just that. And then breaking into the C7s, this is something Hot Wheels will do, is they just change the paint colors. You've got a Sebring Orange C7 Z06. You've got the same car that's done up in Arctic White. So we've got a bunch of those because that was a relatively, that was on sale not too long ago. Then you break into the 2019 Corvette ZR1 convertible. Okay, I said to comment on which car you want. This is the car that I want. So moving into the C7R, you got some race cars here as well. Again, the C7R done up in the Hot Wheels racing livery. And then over here, we've got a couple pink Corvettes. Pretty cool. And from the Hot Wheels collector's perspective, these are the same car in the package, but they've done up on a couple different cards. So this pink Barbie Corvette card is different than the 60th anniversary Barbie card. From a collector standpoint, this particular one is a little bit more rare and more collectible than the standard pink Corvette. But anytime you can get a pink Corvette down to the museum, that's a good thing to take care of all the young ladies that attend the museum and go through those tours. And then this one here is again, that 76 Greenwood Corvette. This is part of the Silhouettes group. Again, it was a special collection that you could get of a couple different cars, a total of 5 of them in there. And just something a little bit different. Again, a different paint scheme than on those other 76 Greenwood Corvettes. And I mentioned the Super Treasure Hunt cars. I happen to own one. I'm lucky enough to find this particular one. It's done up in the same model as this particular Grand Sport, but it's painted slightly different. And if you look at the card underneath the car, see that gold circle underneath? That refers to the fact that this is a Super Treasure Hunt car. Very limited production on these, and this one is not being given away. This one's staying in my own personal collection. So please, let me know what you guys think. Which is your favorite Corvette Hot Wheels that's going down to Kentucky? And if you've got the time and the talent and the resources to do so, please consider doing this yourself. Set it up with your car club, with your Facebook group, any of your friends, your kids, your grandkids. Go out and buy some Hot Wheels Corvettes and send them down to the Corvette Museum. Thanks, guys. Let's continue to bring that next generation of Corvette lovers and automotive enthusiasts into the next generation. Thanks, guys.